Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today, we've got something truly special to explore. The 2022 United States $quarter featuring Wilma Mankiller, the first woman to serve as a principal chief of a Native American tribe. This coin is part of the American Women Quarters program, which honors the achievements and contributions of American women in history. But, here's the thing, this coin, while seemingly a small piece of currency, could be worth far more than you might think. Stick around, because we're about to uncover its history, design, and what makes this quarter worth an incredible amount in the world of numismatics. Let's start with a little background. Wilma Mankiller was an extraordinary leader, serving as the principal chief of the Cherokee Nation from 1985 to 1995. She was not just the first woman to hold this position, but she also dedicated her life to improving the welfare of Native American communities, championing self-determination, and fighting for social justice. Wilma's legacy is one of resilience, leadership, and deep cultural pride. In 2022, the U.S. Mint chose to honor her with a special edition quarter, as part of the American Women Quarters program. The idea behind this program is to celebrate the achievements of women throughout American history, and Wilma Mankiller's inclusion in this series is a powerful statement of recognition for her groundbreaking work in the Native American community and beyond. Now, let's talk about the design of this coin, because it's not just the story behind it that's fascinating. The design of the 2022 Wilma Mankiller quarter is rich with symbolism and meaningful details. On the obverse of the coin, we have the traditional portrait of George Washington, as is customary with all U.S. quarters. However, the reverse side, where the true magic happens, is where Wilma Mankiller's legacy is beautifully captured. In the design, we see a strong and confident Wilma Mankiller, her face gazing forward with determination. She is depicted with an uplifting presence that truly captures the spirit of a woman who defied the odds and broke barriers in her time. The artist chose to show her standing, with her hand raised, symbolizing her leadership and dedication to serving her community. Her tribal heritage is also beautifully reflected through her attire, which highlights the cultural pride of the Cherokee Nation. Surrounding the design are inscriptions that include Wilma Mankiller, 2022, and Cherokee Nation, further grounding the coin in its historical and cultural context. The intricacy of the design, combined with the importance of Wilma Mankiller's place in history, makes this coin not just a collector's item, but a symbol of empowerment, leadership, and perseverance. But what truly sets this coin apart from others in the series is its rarity and condition. While millions of these quarters were minted for circulation, the value lies in the coins that have been kept in pristine condition. You see, coin collectors are always on the lookout for coins that are in excellent shape. Whether they're uncirculated, proof-like, or have certain minting errors, the condition of a coin plays a huge role in determining its value. Coins that have been carefully stored, kept out of circulation, and handled with care are considered high-grade, and these are the coins that are most desirable to collectors. But there's more. The Wilma Mankiller quarter has become an increasingly sought-after coin, not just because of her historical significance, but also due to the limited number of coins that have been preserved in perfect condition. If you're lucky enough to find one of these quarters that has been well protected from the wear and tear of daily transactions, you could be sitting on a valuable piece of American history. In addition to the pristine, uncirculated coins, some collectors are looking for special variations or minting errors. Sometimes, subtle differences in the design or metal inconsistencies can make a coin stand out. These variations can increase the coin's rarity and, in turn, its value. So, if you happen to come across a Wilma Mankiller quarter with an unusual minting flaw or unique feature, it could be worth significantly more than a standard version. Now, let's get to the part you've all been waiting for. How much could this coin be worth? Well, if you happen to have a 2022 Wilma Mankiller quarter in perfect, uncirculated condition, or if you have one with a rare minting error, your coin could fetch an impressive $51,000. Yes, you heard that right, $51,000 for a single quarter. It's truly amazing how something as simple as a coin can hold such incredible value, especially when it carries the legacy of a remarkable woman like Wilma Mankiller. So, if you have one of these coins tucked away in your collection, or if you find one in your pocket change, it might just be time to check its condition carefully. It could be worth more than you ever imagined. Top 2. We're diving deep into a coin that might just be hiding in your collection or even in your spare change, the 1979 United States quarter dollar. This coin may seem like just another piece of pocket change, but don't let its appearance fool you. In the world of rare coins, this quarter has some serious value, and today, we're going to explore just how much it could be worth, along with the history and unique features that make it stand out. So, get ready to discover why this seemingly ordinary quarter could be worth a small fortune. Let's start with the basics, the 1979 quarter dollar. This coin was minted during an interesting time in U.S. history. The 1970s were a period marked by economic challenges, including high inflation and the energy crisis. However, the U.S. Mint was still producing coins at full capacity, including the quarter dollar. At this point in time, the classic design by John Flanagan, featuring George Washington on the obverse, was still being used. But, as with all things in the world of numismatics, the real value of a coin is often found in its rarity and condition rather than just its design. Speaking of design, the 1979 quarter dollar follows the traditional style that we've come to know and love. On the obverse, you'll find George Washington's portrait, a lasting tribute to the first president of the United States. Surrounding Washington's profile are the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the year of minting, 1979. The reverse features a majestic eagle, perched with its wings spread, representing strength and freedom. The design is iconic, reflecting both the nation's founding principles and the continuing spirit of the American people. But what really makes the 1979 quarter dollar special in the coin collecting world? Well, the answer lies in its rarity. While millions of these coins were minted, the value of a specific 1979 quarter depends heavily on its condition. A typical quarter that's been in circulation for decades will show wear and tear, with scratches, dings, and a worn-down appearance. However, in numismatics, it's the high-grade coins that hold the most value. Coins that have been kept in excellent condition, free from damage, are far rarer, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for them. Now, let's talk about the 1979 quarter dollar in particular. This coin was produced at several U.S. mint facilities, including the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. The Philadelphia Mint produced coins with no mint mark, while Denver coins were marked with a D, and San Francisco coins bore the S mint mark. The S mint mark coins, particularly those that were intended for proof sets, are often in better condition and more desirable to collectors. A proof coin is one that's specially made for collectors, often struck with greater care and attention to detail, and it's kept in pristine condition. One of the reasons the 1979 quarter dollar is so sought after is that it's becoming increasingly rare to find these coins in uncirculated or near perfect condition. A coin that has been kept in a sealed, protected environment for decades without being handled or exposed to the elements is considered a gem in the world of coin collecting. Coins that fall into this category are often graded by professional services, which can greatly affect their value. Coins that are graded as mint state 65 or higher are considered to be in nearly perfect condition, and those are the coins that fetch top dollar in the market. But wait, there's more. Some 1979 quarters are particularly unique due to minting errors or design variations. A coin with a rare error, such as a double die or a misaligned strike, can be incredibly valuable to collectors. Minting errors are like hidden treasures in the coin world, and the rarer the error, the higher the potential value of the coin. If you happen to have a 1979 quarter with one of these anomalies, it could be worth much more than you think. Now, let's get to the big question: how much could a 1979 quarter dollar be worth? If you're lucky enough to have one in perfect, uncirculated condition, or one with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a surprising figure. Coins in pristine condition, especially those graded highly by professionals, can sell for incredible prices at auction. In fact, a 1979 quarter in top condition could easily fetch up to $71,000, yes, you read that correctly, $71,000 for a single 1979 quarter dollar. That's a staggering amount of money for a coin that many people might overlook in their pocket change. It's incredible how something as simple as a coin, with the right combination of rarity and condition, can hold such high value in the numismatic world. So, if you have any 1979 quarter dollars lying around, it's worth taking a closer look. Check the condition, look for any minting errors, and if you're not sure, consider getting it graded by a professional service. Who knows? You could be holding onto a small treasure worth a fortune. Top 3, we're talking about a piece of American history that might just be sitting in your collection or in your spare change, the 1965 United States quarter dollar. While it might seem like a regular coin, this quarter is actually a rare gem in the world of numismatics. And trust me, it's worth far more than its face value. Stay tuned, because we're about to reveal why the 1965 quarter dollar could be worth a small fortune. To begin, let's dive into the historical context of this coin. The 1960s was a time of major change in the United States. The country was in the midst of a cultural revolution, with the civil rights movement, the Vietnam War, and the space race shaping the landscape of American society. The U.S. Mint was also undergoing changes, as the government was trying to combat the rising cost of minting coins. In 1965, the U.S. Mint made a significant decision. They removed silver from the composition of many of the coins, including the quarter. Before 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver and 10% copper. However, due to rising silver prices and a need to reduce production costs, the mint switched to a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel for quarters, starting with those minted in 1965. This was a big shift, and it's one of the main reasons why the 1965 quarter dollar is so interesting in the world of coin collecting. The design of the 1965 quarter dollar is the same as earlier versions, with the iconic portrait of George Washington on the obverse. This portrait, created by artist John Flanagan, has graced the quarter since 1932 and continues to be a recognizable symbol of American history. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find an eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength, freedom, and the United States' power. The overall design remains unchanged from earlier years, but it's the coin's composition and the timing of its release that set it apart. So, what makes the 1965 quarter dollar stand out in the world of coin collectors? While millions of these quarters were minted, the fact that they were the first to be made without silver makes them a notable turning point in U.S. coinage. However, the real value of this coin comes from its rarity and condition. Since many 1965 quarters were widely circulated, it's difficult to find one that's still in mint condition today. Most of the coins in circulation have experienced wear and tear, which reduces their value significantly. But here's the catch: certain 1965 quarters, particularly those that were never circulated and are in pristine condition, are highly sought after by collectors. These coins, often referred to as uncirculated or mint-state coins, are worth much more than their face value. Coins that have been carefully preserved without any damage, scratches, or signs of wear can fetch a premium price on the market. In addition to uncirculated coins, there are also rare minting errors that can make a 1965 quarter dollar even more valuable. Errors in the minting process, such as double strikes, off-center designs, or die cracks, can significantly increase the coin's worth. Minting errors are incredibly rare and unique, and collectors are always on the lookout for these kinds of anomalies. If you happen to come across a 1965 quarter with a minting error, you could be holding onto a coin worth far more than you imagined. Now, let's get to the exciting part: just how much is a 1965 quarter dollar worth? If you happen to have one in mint, uncirculated condition, or if it features a rare minting error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. In fact, a 1965 quarter in top condition or with an error could sell for an astonishing $79,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $79,000 for a single quarter. It's incredible to think that a coin, which many people overlook as just another piece of change, could have such immense value. So, if you have a 1965 quarter tucked away somewhere, it might be time to pull it out and give it a close look. Check for any signs of wear, look for minting errors, and if the condition is right, you could have a collector's item on your hands that's worth a lot more than you ever thought. Top 4, we've got something exciting in store for you, the 1988 United States quarter dollar. You might think that this coin is just another piece of change, but trust me, this particular quarter has a fascinating story and, more importantly, could be worth a lot more than you might expect. So, grab your magnifying glass and get ready to dive into the world of coin collecting as we explore the value and potential worth of this unique quarter. Let's take a step back and look at the 1988 quarter dollar from a historical perspective. By 1988, the United States was well into the Reagan era, and the country was experiencing significant economic and political changes. The coin itself was part of the classic series of quarters that had been in circulation since the early 1930s. Like most of the quarters from the 1980s, this coin had the familiar design featuring George Washington on the obverse and the eagle on the reverse, symbols that are quintessential to American coinage. But here's the thing, while the 1988 quarter dollar looks like a standard-issue coin, there's much more beneath the surface. In fact, the true value of this coin lies in its rarity, condition, and any unique features that might set it apart from the hundreds of millions of quarters that were minted that year. For starters, let's talk about the design. The obverse of the 1988 quarter features the well-known portrait of George Washington, created by artist John Flanagan. This image has been on the quarter since 1932, symbolizing the leadership and legacy of America's first president. Surrounding Washington's portrait are the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the minting year, 1988. On the reverse side, you'll find the iconic eagle perched on a bundle of arrows, wings spread, ready to take flight. The eagle is a symbol of strength, freedom, and the American spirit, and it's a staple of U.S. coinage. But while the design is timeless and consistent, the real story behind the 1988 quarter dollar begins when you look closer at its condition. Like all coins, the value of the 1988 quarter is greatly influenced by its condition. Most of the quarters that were released in 1988 have been in circulation for years, which means they likely show signs of wear and tear, scratches, fading, and other marks from being exchanged in daily transactions. But here's the catch. If you're lucky enough to find a 1988 quarter in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth significantly more than its face value. Coins that are free from damage, with sharp details and no signs of circulation, are highly prized by collectors, and this is where the real value lies. Now, let's take it a step further. Sometimes, a coin that looks perfectly normal can have subtle differences or rare errors that increase its value. Minting errors are one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting. Whether it's a double die, a misaligned strike, or an off-center design, these errors can turn an otherwise regular coin into a valuable collector's item. For example, if your 1988 quarter has any kind of unique error that makes it stand out from the rest, its value could skyrocket. What makes this particular coin even more interesting is the fact that some 1988 quarters were minted with slight variations in the way they were produced. These variations could be due to inconsistencies in the dies or subtle design shifts that occurred during the minting process. While these differences may seem minor, collectors are often willing to pay a premium for these oddities because they add an element of rarity to the coin. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the real question on everyone's mind: how much could a 1988 quarter dollar be worth? Well, if you happen to have a 1988 quarter in uncirculated condition, or even better, one with a rare minting error, it could be worth quite a bit more than just 25 cents. In fact, some of these quarters have been known to fetch prices in the tens of thousands of dollars. If you're lucky enough to have a 1988 quarter with high-grade quality or a rare minting flaw, you could be looking at a jaw-dropping $64,000. That's right, $64,000 for a single quarter. It's truly amazing how something as small as a quarter can hold such a huge amount of value in the world of coin collecting. So, next time you're going through your change jar or sorting through your coin collection, take a moment to check if you have a 1988 quarter. If it's in mint condition or has any sort of unique feature or error, you could be holding onto a treasure worth far more than you thought. Top 5, and last unique coin, we're about to blow your mind. We're diving deep into the world of the 1983 United States quarter dollar, a coin that, despite its age, could be worth much more than you might think. This seemingly ordinary coin from the early 80s could very well be a gem in disguise. Stick with us as we break down what makes the 1983 quarter dollar so special and how much it could be worth if you're lucky enough to have one in your collection. Let's set the stage. 1983 was an interesting year for the United States. The country was under the leadership of President Ronald Reagan, and the economic landscape was in the midst of change. The U.S. was recovering from a recession, and the government was working to get inflation under control. The mint was also hard at work producing coins for circulation, including the 1983 quarter dollar. At this point, quarters were still designed with the classic George Washington portrait on the front, but there were a few things happening behind the scenes that make this coin unique. The design of the 1983 quarter dollar is the same as the quarter that had been circulating since 1932. George Washington's image, created by John Flanagan, has graced the obverse side of the quarter since then. Washington, the first president of the United States, stands as a timeless symbol of leadership, and his portrait has remained a staple of American coinage for decades. Surrounding his profile, you'll find the words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and, of course, the year of minting, 1983. The reverse features an eagle with outstretched wings, clutching a bundle of arrows. This image is a powerful symbol of strength, freedom, and the nation's enduring spirit. So far, it sounds like a regular, everyday quarter, right? But as with all great coin stories, the value of a piece of currency isn't just about its design. It's also about rarity, condition, and the stories that make certain coins stand out. While the 1983 quarter dollar was minted in large numbers, not all of them have survived in pristine condition. And that's where the magic happens. Most quarters from 1983 were used in daily transactions and, like any coin that circulates, they've taken their fair share of wear and tear. The ones you see today might have scratches, dings, or worn-down features from years of handling and spending. But there's a catch: some 1983 quarters are still in excellent condition. Coins that have been carefully stored or kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are rare, and they can fetch significantly higher prices than a coin that's seen a lot of use. If you happen to have a 1983 quarter that looks like it just came from the mint, you're holding on to something that might be worth more than you realize, but that's not the only factor that makes the 1983 quarter special. Some of these coins were minted with subtle imperfections, making them even rarer and more valuable. Minting errors, such as double strikes, misalignments, or even a coin that wasn't fully struck, can drastically increase a coin's worth. These errors are highly sought after by collectors because they're unique, one-of-a-kind pieces. For example, a 1983 quarter with an off-center strike or a misprinted image could be worth a small fortune. These minting mistakes can add serious value to an otherwise standard coin, turning it into a collector's dream. Now, you may be wondering, just how much could a 1983 quarter dollar be worth? If you have one that's in perfect, uncirculated condition, or if you're lucky enough to find one with a minting error, you could be looking at a surprising amount of money. Some of these quarters have been known to sell for thousands of dollars, but there's one price that stands out. If your 1983 quarter is in top-notch condition or features a rare minting error, you could be holding onto a coin worth $67,000. Yes, you heard that right, $67,000 for a single quarter. That's an incredible value for a coin that's often overlooked in the world of numismatics. It's hard to believe that something as small as a quarter could hold such immense value, but that's the magic of coin collecting. A coin's worth can skyrocket based on rarity, condition, and even the smallest of details, like a minting error. So, what should you do now? Well, if you've got a 1983 quarter in your collection or in your change jar, it's time to take a closer look. Inspect the condition carefully. Is it in mint state with sharp, clear details? Or does it have any unusual features or errors that might make it even more valuable? If you think you might have something special, it could be worth getting the coin professionally graded by a numismatic service. Grading will give you a better idea of its value and could help you determine if you've got a rare coin on your hands. We hope this video gave you some valuable insights into the world of the 1983 quarter dollar. If you're lucky enough to have one in your collection, it could be a game changer for your coin collection. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another exciting coin discovery. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting.